I got people in the chat. What's going on, everyone? What's going on? What's up, everyone? Power Search Shoot here, and I hope all my dudes are having a great day. What's up, man? You guys haven't heard that in a few weeks. What's up, Pat? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a minute, man, but it's good to see you for sure. Chris Hodges. What's up? Lakes Automotive Diagnostics. It's going pretty good, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Dude, what's up, Joe Mama? What's up, Eek? Hey, everybody, Eek with East Coast Canada. Today's Tool Time Tools Day. I'm bringing to you. I know you're dude. All right, I'm back. Ooh, I don't know what happened. It froze up for a second there. What's up, David? Speed Ranch. What's up, Cass? How you doing, man? The video was great, dude. I really that great. Hit some stuff right on the head too, man. Really, really good. Good video for TTS. If anybody hasn't seen TTS in a while, there's some new videos up. There's a couple coming tonight and tomorrow. Ed the Old Tech guys put up a video. Anthony GM85. I don't know why I'm having technical difficulties, guys. I apologize for that. Hopefully it doesn't cut the stream short. What's up, Christian? How you doing, man? Yeah, a little bit early today. Fuck. Do not know what's going on, man. It's irritating me, though. What's up, Christian? I don't know what. Am I live still? I'm going to have to keep. All right, I can hear myself. I'm going to keep my phone on so I can make sure I'm not freezing up, which I am. It's got a delay. We'll see what happens. So, Pat Boss and Chris Hodges saying hello. It's David Crown one. Rob Jennings, Power Search Jude. What's good? What's good, man? I don't know. I'm just chilling on a Thursday. Hope everything's good with you, dude. Hi, David. Send a bunch of hellos. 3M products are expensive. Yeah, they are definitely. Rob Jennings, hello. Oh, man. Stop freezing up. I don't think I have too many things going on. This is going to be a pain. I'm going to give it a little bit. If it doesn't clear up, I may have to call it a night. I don't. enjoy this. What's up, Brandon? Region K. Hey, are you having internet issues inside? Sarah? What's it? Stop. Come here. I'm talking to you. What is it doing? Huh? What is it doing? Well, we're watching TV, so I know it's something.
It keeps going out and saying code 1600.
Call what number?
Whatever number pops on the screen. I don't know.
Still working. All right, I think I'm back for a second. What's up, Region? How you doing? Anybody want to jump on? That way, if I freeze up, you guys can keep talking and keep the chat going. I need some backup. Hey, everyone, what's up, Brand? Adam, what's going on? It seems to be working a little bit now. The algorithm thinks you're fake because there's no extreme green in the so it's freezing me up because it doesn't see any mean green, huh? Hopefully, all right, man. I think we're back. I cross my fingers. I think we're back, though. Yes, please stand by. Don't leave. Don't leave. Ken, you want a link? Cass, you want a link? Sure, Brandon, you want a link? Anybody want to jump on with me? I seems to be working, so I think we're settled in. So that's right. It's not extreme green. It's PSJG, Power Stroke Jude Green. Cass deemed that. All right, cool. Sending a link right now. All right. Cass, Ken, I sent links. If you guys are interested. Cass, you said sure. Ken, no pressure, but if you want, man, I sent one. Speed wrench, right? Looking good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hello to all awesome people in the fine chat. Hey, Brian Stewart, what's up, dude? How you doing? Check this out, Brian. I a couple weeks ago, more than that, bought these something that I didn't really think I needed. They were just cool as shit. To be honest with you, that's why I bought them. but they were off the Macro truck. Harry had them on his truck, and there are these wrenches that have a what do you call it? I guess I don't want to say a flex head, but it's kind of a flex, and it's on the end of a impact hammer for an air hammer for hard impact, for rusted and C stuff, bolts and stuff like that. I think it's an AP set. I got it off Harry's truck. It wasn't cheap either. It was like $400. But a little less than that. It was less than that. But somewhere around there anyways. Man, we've got this. I don't know. I think the Acura was from Michigan, and we're doing control arms on it, man. And we got some frozen shit. I didn't even think I needed it. I brought it home. I thought it was cool. I brought it home. I was going to do a video on it. And lo and behold, man, guess what I took back to work today? Those things are cool, man. Talk to the people about it if you know what I'm talking about. Sarah Mobile Diesel, hi. David Carlisle, hello. David Carlisle does not want a link. Getting his scanner ready. The new O2 searcher. I haven't seen that. Is that cool? Looking for some supplies to finish still, so I might hop on in a little bit. All right, no problem, man. No pressure. It was awesome to see you jump into the chat with Theo. I was so happy to see you pop in. You thoughts are always helpful. Well, Theo, he didn't call me that day, but I saw that he was live, so I jumped on. But he and I have discussed different vehicles from time to time. So I hope I was helpful. If I wasn't, well, at least I tried. But Theo's a cool dude, and that's my dude. What's up, Bill? How are you? Michael Beachy, what's going on? Did you get my message? I texted you a few minutes ago saying I'll give you a call tomorrow because I was going to go live tonight. Hope you got that message. And I did text you my number too. That was this morning though. You said it was one of yourselves. You might not have seen it. How you doing though? Appreciate you, man. Oh, but that's cool. Now that you're in the chat too, you guys, man, I was sent another care package from Michael. Man, I got some cool tank tops with my logo on them, some t-shirts, some polo shirts. I got some awesome Donald Trump memorabilia. I got a Donald Trump coin, a bobblehead. He sent some really cool. He sent some stuff with my wife and son's name. Cool stuff. And I spoke to him today on the phone for a little bit, and he was telling me that he had some Text Talking Shop hats made up. And he's like, how many do you want? I said, dude, that's cool. You didn't have to do that, but you can send me one. He's like, no, man, I made it like 6 of them. He's like, you think Speed Wrench or any of the guys would want one? I said, dude, I'm sure they would, man. So it looks like he's probably going to send me some hats, and I'm going to send them out, guys. Now, David Carlisle will attest to this. When I get them, I promise they are on the way, but the time frame for on the way is an open-ended book, man. David Carlisle can promise you that. What's up, Cass? How you doing, man?
What's up?
How's your day going, man? I'm glad to see you're home. You're not at work. You're not at the shop still.
I'm still in uniform. I just got home. I got home a little early today. So, it's all right. I'm not complaining. But, no, we're busy. Busy is cool. So.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy busy. We're working on stuff that we're not that we're not capable of, but our shop does not make it easy to work on the stuff we're working on. We don't have motorhome racks or those RV racks, motorhomes. We can't even lift the cab in our shop. Everything's the underground post lifts, and they're not the separated ones. So we're taking.
You're a little broken up, but I think you said something about you were working on a motorhome, maybe.
Oh, dude, am I breaking up again? Yeah, it's just it was having this. I'm not working on it. It's at the shop, but it was having, I think, a stalling concern. But I think it's done now.
Yeah, it sounded like you were using audio from the Ocean Gate Titan sub. So,
oh, did it switch up? Oh shit!
What? I can't help it. They just hit me like that sometimes. No, just every once in a while you break up a little bit, just a little bit. So
earlier when I first started, man, I was having a real hard time. It was
Yeah.
I kept freezing up, and I couldn't even change names on the screen like I just did right now.
Well, if I interrupt you, I'm just filling in.
No,
So
absolutely.
If you're talking, I'm just gonna keep telling the story. It is if I was Power Stroke Jude. This one time I was working on the 6.7.
Yeah, I remember when the 6.7s first came out, and they were having this issue where it come in with a miss and a glow plug code, and if it was, I think number 4 or 8, I can't remember which glow plug it was, but you pull the glow plug, and if it looked like it had damage to it, physical damage to it, you were replacing a long block. That was the first. I mean, the 6.7 had only been out a few months. It hadn't been out very long, and I was getting these trucks with welded racks that I couldn't even take the racks off, so I was having to do everything in cab. Pain in the butt.
Yeah.
What's up, Pat? Dropping off the 4.0 demo tomorrow. That's the scan tool, right? That's the Mako scanner. Yeah, man. Explain more, please. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. The Maximus 4.0 scan tool. Harry, he has one on the truck, but it's not for sale. He actually owns it. Harry bought one of those, not a 4.0, but I don't know if it's brand new. He's had it for a while, but he's got the Maximus scan tool, and he says he swears. But I've never used the Mako scan tool. I don't know who makes it for them. Maybe Bosch. Do you know, Cass?
I have no idea. I just got a Mako guy for the first time in 26 years, like 3 weeks ago. I have no clue. I know he comes on Fridays. That's what I know. I've been on the truck like a couple times.
Crow 7204. What's up, brother? How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while too. I haven't done a live stream in a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Man, it's good to see you, dude. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. I think he's at work right now. I think he usually hangs out with, or he's getting ready to go to work. So I think he's. Yeah, I think when we do the late night Saturday night streams, I think he's at work watching us.
Cool.
Did I miss Sergio too?
Yeah, he was in there.
Oh, what's up, Sergio? I missed you, man. I'm sorry. It's when I was freezing up. I was messing with my computer and trying to scroll through stuff. But Sergio HVAC Houso, what's up, man? My old service manager was named Mike Houso. He spelled it just like that, Mike Houso. He was probably my best boss I ever had, man. He was a real cool boss. And it's not just because he used to let me do side work at the shop as long as my work was all caught up, you know. So I just have a ticket written up on the vehicle. I'd even get all the parts to the parts department. And then when I got paid, I just go pay my parts bill at my price. It was pretty cool. And I had apprentices too, man. So I could diagnose the truck at some dude's house, and he could bring it in on a Saturday morning, write it up. You know, Monday morning I'll come in and tell my apprentices what's wrong with it, man. They'd start doing heads or, you know, rear means, whatever it needed. That was a sweet gig right there.
Yeah.
Zach Price, what's going on, man? How you doing? David. What's up, John? How you doing, man? Diabolical 58. I saw your Snap on Tuesday video, man. You got the other locker. Did you see that video, Cass?
Mhm.
Did you see how much space that takes across that wall in his garage?
I said he's going to need to add on to his garage so he could add on more toolbox.
I'm telling you, he said he's gonna the shelving and cabinets that are on the inside part of the garage. He's gonna cut out so he can add one more cabinet. That's a bad setup right there, man. And he just barely got it. He's gonna pull out the drawers to go have them powder coated and painted.
Yeah, I like everything. I like his whole setup. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do too. It's really nice. Oh, Launch makes it for Matco. All right, thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. So yeah, Cass, you're gonna be getting the Tech Stocking Shop hat, and it's courtesy of Michael.
Thank you. I have a large head, so hopefully it fits.
Yeah, I have a large head too. My cranium, not so much, but JWC Tech.
What's going on, JWC Tech?
It's pronounced Wasso. Okay, well, I might have said it wrong. Man, he was my boss for like 5 years. I always thought it was Houso.
I just call him Sergio. It's easy.
Yeah. What's up, man? So tomorrow, man, June went by quick. Tomorrow's the last live stream.
Mm-hmm. Can you believe that? Tomorrow's the last day of June.
Yeah, dude, crazy. It's just it hasn't. So Saturday is July 1st, and then we've had a couple of days where it gets like in the low mid 90s, but we haven't even hit triple digits yet once this year.
We have, but man, I'm a creature for the heat. I love it hot, so you know.
I don't mind the heat, but I probably prefer it cooler. California's perfect.
Yeah, it's hard. Like we get a lot of heat off of Mexico, like when the wind comes out of the southwest. So whatever it's doing in the desert there in the northern part of Mexico is pretty much like what our weather is going to be like. And then we get this high pressure that comes out of the Gulf, and it sits kind of like on us, and so we don't get a lot of rain during the summertime. So it'll cook around here. It'll get pretty hot, but you know, you live in it long enough, you get used to it. I'm sure if I lived in Alaska for 44 years, I'd be used to cold by now. So
yeah, you're talking about how whatever Mexico is, that's how your weather is, and it's really hot. I've had people visit from Mexico. They were at my mom's house. It was some friends of some family they were visiting, and it was California summer. I mean, wasn't super hot. It was probably like either beginning of summer or end of summer, but it was probably in the 90s or like the low 90s, and they'd be in the no AC on either. They'd be watching TV with like a blanket on because they were cold.
Yeah, not so much here. We're gonna go ahead and keep the air conditioner on, but
Daniel said that our supreme leader, Let's Go Brandon, crapped himself again on live TV. No, I did not see that. Did you see that, Cass?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, me either.
I get my news through memes, evidently.
Dude, in our group chat, it probably took 50 memes about the Titan before I finally searched the Titan on Google and said, "Oh crap, that's what they're talking about." I had zero clue that some guys were lost at sea, other than the memes in our group chat.
Yeah,
it was crazy, Brian. That's good though.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be over 100 for the next week or so. It's kind of cooling off. We might get some rain. We have a shot at it, which is odd for July, but it'll be fun for everybody wanting to shoot off fireworks. So
Yeah, make everything nice and dry, right in time for the fireworks to go off, huh?
yeah, hell yeah. No, not yet, Michael. It'll probably be. I think they said it's 2025 is when they're gonna get rid of it. So it's 18 months. This is what I heard. So
Do you have to be certified shop to do the inspections?
yeah, basically you just have to pay a bunch of money and then you have to go take the training class. But I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be gone in 18 months.
Yeah, the point is, we have a. Do you guys have to do a breaking lamp for salvage titles?
We'd line if I told you I knew. I mean, we have to have like a breaking lamp inspection for every car.
Oh, okay. That's what the state inspection is, a breaking lamp, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so like, okay, so I live in Travis County, and there's 4 counties in Texas that have tailpipe emissions. Now, my truck, I don't have to get it done because my truck's a diesel, and so I can get it done in the county that I work in, which is Hayes County. But like the cars, I got to get all of them inspected in Travis County because that's the county I live in. So, but
Gotcha.
you got to get tailpipe emission. So that's like a $30 inspection, and basically they just stick a sniffer up the tailpipe and they plug a computer into the OBD2 and it runs a basic emissions test. And
So it's kind of like a small check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That we have to do that like a brand new car. Like if you bought a car today, you probably wouldn't have to do one for like 7-8 years. But I think in the 9th year, you have to start getting a smog certificate saying you passed emissions every 2 years. I just had to smog our CRV on Monday.
Yeah, it's the most you get with a new car here is 2 years, and then you got to get them done. So, but yeah, Toolbox tour coming soon. We'll see. The only problem I'm gonna have Toolbox tours, I'm gonna have to do it like either late at night or early in the morning, because when I turn the fan off, it does get kind of hot in there, and then I kind of like I'll look like a TV evangelist, sweating to get your money. I'll just be like, I might do that anyways. Just now that I've tasted.
That's how Flat Rate Master used to be, man. He was always in front of his toolbox. You could tell he was hot. And
can you believe how much he sweated in some of those videos? He's about to die. I was like, golly, man. But But he said that he's not going to do any more videos in his new shop whenever he starts working in the new shop. So
he said unless he owns the shop.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to buy a shop. I think he's going to go work for somebody and finish up. I think he's done pretty well for himself too, though. Because like in some of his earlier videos, he talked about when he owned a shop, and not like he didn't enjoy it, but he just didn't like where he could afford to have a shop and the clientele that was there. I think that was his biggest drawback from it. And then, the guy seemed legit. I mean, like, seemed like a pretty, decent guy. I mean, like the shop foreman. But I bet you, which we're going to find out whenever he tells, like, why he left, is they probably found somebody that they could pay less.
It sounds like he trained Bam Bam to do it for less, because
he wasn't really 100%, like thrilled about that at first, explaining that kind of like around, beating around the bush whenever he first did it. So I don't know if like maybe there was some fallout there or something. Who knows?
Well, he's doing it right, man, because he's gonna if he thumbnails that video right, that video is gonna go viral. Because
oh man,
when he said I got fired, that thing got like, tons of views, and everybody. I mean, for the last 3 weeks or 5 weeks or however long it's been, everyone's always asking that question on his live streams. And when he comes out with a good thumbnail, we'll sell that for days. I mean, I'm gonna watch it anyways. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I always watch it regardless. But
I may not watch his videos all like when they come out. I may save them for all at once. when I'm in like the mood to watch. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I like to listen to a video while I'm driving to work. So I got about an hour drive sometimes, and
Gotcha.
so I just like to listen to a video.
So Fox,
I don't necessarily need like a 3-minute or 5-minute video, and then I'm like, ah, shit, I'm over here like scrolling while I'm driving. But so we don't own the building; we just rent. If the landlord would want to split it with us, we might think about doing it. But the other thing is man, I have the doors open all the time because we have more than just the cars in the shop. And then the other thing is you'd want to have some windows and some like the doors would need like some windows in them because it would be dark. I wouldn't want to work in a box. I'd rather be hot and sweat and have a fan than have be stuck in a box all day. That's kind of the point of working in the shop. You're not out in the beating sun, but you got the doors open, the sun's on you. It feels kind of good, to be honest with you. But I've seen a lot of shops that are AC. There's an AC shop in our town, and it's nice, but I mean, it's just not for me. So maybe when I get older, I'll start thinking about it. But right now, a couple good fans, a good swamp cooler, good to go.
Yeah, I got an old beater swamp cooler. The swamp cooler part of it doesn't even work very well anymore, but the fan blows like crazy, man. That thing's great.
Man, I don't know. You just get like a couple of good fans on you, and 100 degrees isn't that bad. I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm just conditioned to it, I guess.
Welcome
What's up,
back,
Adam?
Brandon and Adam. You working in an AC shop today? There's a few channels that I do that too. I save to watch later. Like there's a channel I watch. It's this dude in Maine. He's an ex-Navy CB, but he does a lot of. I guess he likes Harbor Freight because he talks about all the tools from Harbor Freight and he just shows the projects that he does with them. And like he's repairing snow blowers and lawnmowers and stuff like that, lawn tractors. But his name is Jimmy's Garage. Really cool dude. I remember he's at about 7, 8, 9,000 subs now, but I was watching him. He wasn't monetized yet. And I checked his channel and he was at 999 subs. And I was just checking him. My son's like, oh, look, Dad, he's at 900. He's 999 subs. He's like, you should be 1,000 subs. I said, I'm already subbed. He's like, can I sub? I'm like, go ahead. So he went to his channel real quick and he subbed. Then we looked back and it said 1K. So I remember I messaged him and he did a video, when he got to that K, he was like, oh, I want to thank Power Stroke Jude and his son. they were 1,000 subscribers. That was pretty funny. But yeah, his videos are usually pretty short, and I'll watch like 6 or 8 of them together. I used to do that with Dale Lucid too. Dale Lucid would laugh because he said like once a month, on a Saturday morning, he'd just get his message or notification thing, with all the comments that I made. He's like, I need you to watch some videos last night. Crow, thank you, dude. I appreciate it, man. $10 super sticker. Appreciate that, dude. Really do. Thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, the other thing is just like I like to pull stuff up while I'm working on other stuff. So like if I'm waiting on parts or an approval or I need to walk away from a car for a few minutes and go do something else just to kind of to let it sink in or think about it, I always like to pull something up behind it. And we work on all kinds of stuff. Like you were saying with the motorhome, there's no way you can work on a motorhome and have AC shop unless you had like some dedicated stalls for it.
Yeah.
But it's all right. We survived. Look, there are people survived 150 years ago without fans, so we can fucking survive with them.
That's true, man.
Dude, like so here, summer ends about October. So but like we've had like some Christmases where it was like 80, 85 degrees. My mom told me about a Christmas one time and it was about 80 degrees and they were driving to whomever's house in the car and they were all dressed up in like their Christmas clothes and they were sweating their asses off in that thing. And I was like, no AC. They couldn't really roll the windows down because my great grandmother was afraid the snakes were going to jump in the car. And my mom's like, "Yeah, we're just dying in that car." I was like, "God, that is terrible." But I'd like to say, I could tough it up. If they can do it, I can do it.
Exactly. Hey, Anthony GM85, what's up, man?
Hey, we got to call him by his real
$5
name.
holler. Oh, Tony from HR.
Tony from HR.
Tony from HR. What's up? What's up? Thank you, man. Hashtag Green Tools Matter. Absolutely.
You know what we ought to do is we ought to come out with an outro. With Tony. This is Tony from HR. If you don't like that, then you could shut the fuck. Like. It's something along that lines. Like we gotta you gotta have like a good outro like that where it's like, this is Tony from HR.
That would be awesome. A touch of happiness. What's up? Welcome to the chat. I don't think I've seen you before, but welcome. Free hat. Yeah, he could come up with a cool outro for that.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Instead of being like all PC, we're like, "Oh, thanks for watching, subscribe, and hit the like button." This is like Tony from HR. Go fuck yourself. No, JWC Tech. There was a vitamin water bottle on the floor that somebody had left outside and the wind blew it in. I was pissed off about that. I don't like trash laying on the floor. It is what it is.
Dude, you would hate our shop.
Okay, so I don't like clutter. I don't like piles of shit against the walls or on tables. Like my whole idea with like tables, and I probably ought to say this for a video, but I'm going to spill this out. I hate tables against the wall. And this is why. Because you can only use half the table. And then you store shit on the other half of the table. You got to use both sides of the table.
That's true.
I'll do a video next. I'll come up with a video at some point. I'll show you my tables and why I have them laid out the way I do. Because you can only get to half of the table if you don't. I'm feeling like I use the whole thing. The table sits in the middle of the floor. I work around it. So
that's the way it should be. I mean, yeah.
Because so I worked at a shop. I worked at a shop and they put the table against the wall. And the first thing they do is they'd take every flipping thing they could find and they'd shove it on top of the table. You're like, the fuck are you doing? Like, I can't use the table for anything. I can't grind on it. I can't cut on it. I can't, paint on it. I can't clean on it. Nothing, because I've got all this shit everywhere. So that's my deal. That, and I don't like piles of trash or piles of clutter, because what all it does is it collects dust, debris, and trash. And then people are just, and they never clean it up until it's like the very end, and then they end up throwing it away. Like, oh, I'm saving this wiring harness. Well, it's been there for 2 months and it's got shit all over it. Throw that motherfucker away. Let's go.
I hear like some of the guys in the shop hitting on my boss. Oh, can I throw this away? Can I throw that away? I said, dude, if you ask him if he can throw something away, nothing will ever get thrown away. I throw stuff out constantly. And some stuff now it's like a game because I know he's going to go dig through the trash. So I'm like, I know he'll take this out. I know he'll take that out. And I just F around, because I want to see what I find out of the trash the next day. Hey, Josh, if that was you, Touch of Happiness, man, I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, so my first employer, he was kind of like that. He liked to store crap until he didn't. And then he would be like, whole house cleaning. But then he'd have shit piled up everywhere. He had a set of cylinder heads that set for a Porsche that sat underneath his work table for about 5. I didn't even know he owned a Porsche until like, he was keeping it secret because it was at his house, and these heads show up. I'm like, why do you have Porsche heads underneath your toolbox? He's like, oh, no reason. Like, and then I find out why he's got them under there, because he's got the Porsche at his house. And then he was cleaning the house one day, and he threw some of that shit away from the Porsche heads, and like some nuts or bolts that were like the exhaust manifolds or something. And he was freaking out. I was like, somebody threw this away. I'm like, it was you. I mean, like, nobody comes over here. This is your shithole. This is where you let all your fucking piles of shit collect. This is you. And so he was, My free metal detecting hat is dirty. I think David Carlisle needs a hat, Jude.
Yeah, it sounds like. But does he want an Auburn Tigers hat?
Is that what he's wearing?
I think so. That's what I'm guessing. That's an Auburn Tigers hat.
I don't have any Speed Ranch hats right now. I need to get some made. I think I owe Jude a couple. Maybe. I don't know. I think it was a promise made a while back.
We got the same. You know, remember, guys, if someone promises you something, that means you have something to look forward to. Chris, JRS, what's up, dude? Everybody, Chris, you guys all know Chris. He's I met him at Fluffy's, man. He's one of Fluffy's people. He's a cool dude, though. What's up, Chris?
Man, he is an Auburn Tiger. David Carlisle, you're going to be watching our Wide Right CFB this year?
That's right. There he goes. War Eagle, huh? Wide Right CFB. We're going to have a what did you say? How many days did you tell me last night? What'd you say? We're less than 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, we're like 6 weeks out right now.
Six weeks out. So
I think we're 6 weeks out till 0 week. That's the first week of the season. I think it's 6 weeks. So we're under 60 days, like 45 days, something like that.
You know, I know everyone here likes to talk about automotive repair or you know, repairing stuff in general and tools. But if anybody likes sports, man, like I know JWC Tech's been there, Anthony's been there, I think Ken's been there, John's been there. But anybody who wants to talk college football, really, you know, we've got a season under our belts now, and we're gonna hit it going this year. I can't believe it's been a year, but damn, we're getting ready to go again.
So we will have former college players on the channel this year. I've already locked it down. Jude and I have talked about it. I've already told him who it is. Some of the people he knew, some of the people he's like, who the fuck is that?
No, but I'm looking forward to knowing them.
Yeah, but they're good people. Oh, and I have some. We have some good stuff we're gonna add to it. But no, I cannot wait for the Saturday night watch alongs. That was my favorite parts when we would watch the games on Saturday night while we were doing the live stream. That was so much fun.
That was
just get the reaction. But
yeah, go blue, huh? Unfortunately for the Big Ten and Big Ten fans, traditional Big Ten teams are not going to win very many Big Ten titles, you know, starting next year. You know, it's going to be a lot of maroon and gold, you know, holding up, and it's not Minnesota either. We're going to be holding up trophies. You know, we're going to go look. We're going to like take the victory bell over there, and we're going to look at things like Paul Bunyan's axe and just laugh. You're like, Paul Bunyan's axe. What the heck is Paul Bunyan's axe? It's a victory bell, baby, painted maroon and gold. Fight on.
Yeah. I think, and we're probably going to have our first show week 0. I mean, it's coming. We're like 6 weeks out, man. Because we got to throw predictions out there, right? Like our way too early predictions. And Jude and I, we've already talked. Like we already know where we're leaning on everything, and so we kind of have an idea where we want to be with our way too early predictions. And I've talked to Hunter about it, and I've talked to Lindsay a little bit about it. And we talked to Christian a little bit about it. So, you know, I'm
going to work on Joey, man. Try to get him back on.
Oh, you know, Joey's going to come back. You know, we're going to get him. We got to have a D2 guy.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to rep Sac State. You know what I mean?
That's his school too. Man, he loves Sac State.
Yeah, because whenever they were playing Incarnate Word, I was messaging them on Instagram. The Word, man. Hunter's excited too because Texas State's got a good coach this year. They're excited. Brian Stewart, Wisconsin Badgers all the way.
You know what the Badgers really need? They need Barry Alvarez back. He was a stud.
Ron Dane.
Yeah, Ron Dane. Make a bracket system. That's just only 4 teams. But when does it go to 8? That's in 25 or 26?
I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I know 100% without checking the old Google machine here.
What's up, Scuba? How you doing, man?
I would bet you that once all these the mega conferences start forming, and you know what I'm talking about, like
Yeah.
SC and UCLA moving to Big Ten, and then Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC. They're gonna bump up the whole what a group of 8 or whatever they're gonna have a lot faster than what you think.
Scuba, we're doing well, man. We're doing well. Nutsack State. Oh, you changed your icon. Now you're a
Mario.
Like a black and white Mario. Oh, you were at the game when Ron Dayne broke the record? That record stood for almost the whole year. Didn't Ricky Williams said it? Then the next year, Ron Dayne broke it?
No, Ron Dayne broke Ricky's record.
That's what I mean. They stood for almost. Yeah. Didn't Ricky said it, and then like less than a year later, Ron Dayne got it.
Yeah, Ricky Williams said it running over Dat Win. It was great.
Oh, he did it against Texas A&M.
Yep, on a 65-yard run. He put a right hand right in the middle of Dat Win's chest.
Yeah, I love those.
All right, so I've seen Ricky Williams in real life. Ricky Williams, he's not real tall. He's probably like 5'10", 5'11", something like that, but he's a solid dude. And he can go from kind of flabby to straight up shredded in weeks. Like, I've never seen anybody like this because his mom, where I used to work, where Lloyd's shop used to be, his mom lived in the area. And so there was a convenience store that I'd stop at every once in a while, and I would see him there filling up. He had a Jeep, a green Jeep, and he had an orange Jeep.
Nice.
But they weren't like burnt orange. It was like like the bright orange. But no, I would see him there occasionally. But he would be either pudgy or shredded. He's a very nice guy. I didn't talk to him other than higher by. Like, hey, like, have a nice day. But yep.
That win. I mean, he was in college. He was a stud in the NFL. I mean, he had a decent career. He played for the Cowboys for a while.
Yeah, I think like 8 years, something like that. Yeah. So whenever Hunter was in junior high going to high school, he used to go to the Texas A&M like football camp, right? And it was pretty neat because they'd go down there for like a week and they'd go hang out. And his position coach was Dat Win. And
okay.
He was a nice guy. I got to talk to him a couple times. Nothing, more than like, hey, what's going on? But yeah, he's real helpful. He was one of the coaches or one of the college coaches that was working with the players. A lot of them couldn't, especially when they get to high school, because that crossed some recruiting deal. We didn't have to worry about it with Hunter, but being recruited, that wasn't a concern. But but yeah, no, it was a good time.
You can't. Oh no, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, that kid's got 2 left feet. We're not worried about that one. All right. But one of Hunter's friends, they had to be careful with him, especially when he hit that 8th grade to 9th grade year, because he was getting recruited. So,
all right,
but
Crow, I don't know where he's at, Crow.
Oh man, I met Mike Sherman, and so I always tell the story. I go, Warren Sapp must be one massive motherfucker, because I met Mike Sherman. I remember when Mike Sherman and Warren Sapp, whenever Mike Sherman was the head coach of the Packers, and Warren Sapp had blown up, Brian Bakhtiari or Brian, whoever it was, the tackle for the Packers, and him and Warren Sapp and Mike Sherman were like at each other's throats. I met Mike Sherman. I'm like, holy shit, that means Warren Sapp is massive. I was like, this dude is not small. But
it's crazy when you get perspective like that to think of how big someone really is.
Golly, man, he must have been a fucking brick house, man. He must be huge.
You were talking about the play that Ricky Williams ran through that win and blew him up. It's funny how plays like that stick in your head. When a good stiff arm or I remember in a game against the Atlanta Falcons, man, there were 2 times that Emmitt Smith, it looked like there were 6 Falcons on him, and he like went into the pile. They were all on top of him, and he spun out of it, and he ended up scoring in a couple of plays that were really tough. I mean, I'm not talking about just like making someone miss. I'm talking about like breaking a solid tackle. I love those.
All right, so I'm gonna throw you some shade here, Jude. I'm gonna tell you about the greatest stiff arm I ever saw.
All right, I know mine.
I know what it is, and I bet you're gonna change your mind once I tell you which one it is. So, in the 2005 national championship game, which happened in 2006. Lindell White stiff arm Michael Huff into the dirt. I mean,
I thought it was Earl Thomas.
No, it was Michael Huff.
Was it Michael Huff?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Michael Huff. He stiff armed him into the dirt.
Well, that was the one I was talking about.
All right.
that was absolutely that was my favorite stiff arm, man. Love that.
I don't know how. I mean, like, in basketball, I talk about guys getting posterized. He got posterized. I mean, that was bad. I saw that. I was like, ooh, that's not good.
Yep. That's the exact play I had in mind.
All right. We're on the same page. See, we also got to put it in the people's mind. We also got to have, like, what's the most devastating hit you've ever seen? And I have mine. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'll tell Jude off camera, but I'm not gonna tell anybody. But it's from college football. I'll say that. The most devastating hit I've ever seen. So, just everybody needs to keep that in mind.
That's a good one to think about.
Yeah.
Hey, Jamie, how are you?
What's going on, Jamie? See, Jude, we have something in common. We both met Jamie.
That's right. That's right. That's where our 8 degrees of separation ends.
Well, then we were both talking about the nastiest stiff arm.
Yes,
of all time.
The nastiest stiff arm of all time. I remember that. Right around I'm going to say somewhere between the 12 and 8 yard line, give or take.
Oh man, I'm surprised they didn't start growing out of the ground. I mean, he got stiff armed into it.
that was a good one. I think even though we lost, man, I think that's probably the greatest college football game ever.
I would say so. I mean,
that one or the year before, you guys in the Rose Bowl against Michigan, that was a pretty damn good game too.
But Michigan's offense wasn't that good. I know they had Mike Hart, but they just weren't that good. They were okay. I mean, it wasn't like freaking USC's offense.
Yeah, that was a good game, man. We had a shoot. Matt Leinart was our starter. Lindell White and Reggie Bush. I want to say Dwayne Jarrett.
There was a Mike Williams. I know there's been like 1,000 of them, but there was a Mike Williams catching passes. And then, like you had Ray Maluga and Brian Cushing, roiding it up there in the
all roided up, Brian Cushing, man.
It's because he has stomach ulcers or something. What was that he had when he was at the Texans when he got caught roiding up? He was like, I have stomach ulcers.
That's funny. He was ripped too. When I saw him, I followed him in college. Obviously, he went to SC, and then when he got drafted and was playing as well as he did in the NFL, I was like, man, I can't believe this dude played at SC, because our defense is always just kind of, except for Pete Carroll's early years, man, we had some stud defenses back then. But I just remember thinking Brian Cushing was better than I thought he was at SC, like way better. And then I saw a picture of him, like I'm like, oh, dude, there's no way in hell this dude's not on roids. I mean, he was all ripped.
Yeah. So I watched the American Gladiators, Muscles and Mayhem last night, the unauthorized documentary on the American Gladiators, and I was
watching part of that last night too.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good because that was like a show I just loved when I was a kid.
Who was your favorite? Do you remember any of the contestants? I have one that was my favorite.
Oh, contestants? Yeah.
There was a guy named Two Scoop, Wesley Two Scoop something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Two Scoops. He was like a 5'10" black dude, but he was like just athletic.
Yeah, he was kind of skinny, but he could straight up move. Yeah,
he could move. Yeah, that dude was bad. He won his season or his episode, and then when they had like the All Stars, every time he was ever on, he won.
All right, so the there's a girl that's in the documentary. She's like the greatest female of all time. She's my favorite one because of how dominant she was. I was surprised they never made her a gladiator because she was so good. But as far as my favorite gladiator is probably going to be, oh man, it's hard to go against Nitro. And then,
Nitro's my
you know,
favorite.
I mean, golly, I mean, the guy was a gladiator forever. But one of my favorite gladiators that transitioned to other stuff that's no longer with us is Hawk. Like, Hawk was another good one, too. But
do you remember Saber?
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, Saber, my friend, it wasn't like a school friend. I met him at a job. I was probably 20 years old or so, give or take. And it was a dude named Lagundi Williams. And Saber's real name was Lynn Williams. So when they were we're chilling, playing basketball at this park in West Covina, we always used to play at. And he was like, "Oh, come on, let's go to my house. Let's go get some food. We're barbecuing." All right, cool. So we went and we're barbecuing. And he introduces me. He's like, "Oh, this is my brother Lynn." And I look at him. He's like, "Yeah, that's Saber." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I was friends with this dude for like 6 months before I knew his brother was Saber.
Hey, but that's like the best thing, right? That's a good dude right there. That's not name dropping like any kind of success, and you just like, and then he dumb luck, or you like fall into it. You're like, hey, you could have warned me before we went.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You know what I mean? Like
that's when I found out that he was like he grew up in West Covina. He played at Nogales High School, and I did some research on him. Then he went to the University of Kansas, and he was a running back there. So I was like, man, pretty cool dude, man. He was a real straight up dude, just chilling, just talking, and he was the one running the grill too.
What could he cook?
Oh man, yeah, they made some good. I remember barbecue chicken, barbecue ribs, and for some reason, barbecue corn on the cob was the bomb. Not with sauce, but just like all charred, and they barbecued it in the husks, and it just looked black, like it was all burnt. Then you peel it and eat it though, but it was so sweet, it was so good.
Yeah. Oh man.
LSU, Wisconsin, Iowa State University offensive lineman level, the Badger DB after interception. Wisconsin, man, speaking of offensive linemen, they put out some good offensive linemen. They put out some good DBs too. Hey, Boo, what's up? Good night, Jamie. Oh yeah, she's headed back to Texas. I'm excited for White Riot, Cass.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you'll make it, Jamie. Just drive safe. You'll get there.
All right. So we're having this corn talk, and I like corn a certain way. I like it grilled, like like Mexican street corn, and then I like it with a ton of chili powder on it.
Yeah, that's
butter and chili powder. It's the only way to go.
That's exactly how I like the Mexican street corn. I don't put the mayonnaise and the cheese and all that. I just want butter and chili powder, like a ton of chili powder. There's a market night over here. Well, they don't have it anymore. They stopped it in 2020 and they never started up again. But we'd always go to market night on Thursday nights, and there's they close off part of downtown, and then there's a little hamburger stand there. And my wife and son would usually eat there. Sometimes my wife would get something at one of the stands at market night, but my son always just wanted a burger. But on market night, I would always just go to the corner of the cob stand, and I'd be walking around with 2 corn on the cobs.
Yeah. So we have like this. That's like kind of a big deal. Like in parts of Austin, but in San Antonio a lot is the Mexican street corn, and so I get pretty particular about it. So check it out. Who it is? Bachi.
Hey, Bachi.
What is going on? I've met Bachi also. I know 3 YouTubers. Lindsay,
Yeah.
Bachi, and Jamie. I've met all 3 of them.
Well, I know a few too. Joey Preciado counts because he has a video up on my channel. He has a toll card tour up on my channel.
Well, you know what I mean. Like even people, even commenters. I mean, like
yeah, that's true. I've met Joey, I met Jamie, I met Justin.
Like David Carlisle is like, you know, like that's a bucket list one to me, right? Like everybody's got to meet David Carlisle at some point, right? I mean,
yeah, that'd be cool. If I was doing a world tour, everyone in my chat I try to stop by and meet and hang out with for a day. You know, buy him dinner and a beer, and you know, if they had a shop like I told you what I would be if I was ever like just this made it on YouTube. You know, I just get my truck with the toy hauler, and in the back of the toy hauler, I'd have tools instead of toys. I roll up to your shop one day and be like, "Oh, what's up, man?" Or you're like, "Hey, what brings you here?" Just chilling for a couple days. Well, let me know. You need anything worked on? If I don't care what you got, you can give me tires. I don't care, but I just roll up my cart and just go to work.
Yeah, I would do the same. Except for I'm not taking tools with me. We're going to hang out. We're not going to go work.
It'd be That'd be so cool to just make a world. Like Jamie's doing it kind of. I mean, she's gone around and met a bunch of people.
I bet she's probably met more YouTubers than anybody in the I don't like saying the word community because
I don't either.
Dumb word, but I bet she's met a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah, she sure has. Like I know she's met Jehu, obviously you and Bocce and Brandon, me
and Diabolical.
I want to say some people more on the back east side too. I don't know why. There's some other people I know that she's met. I just got to think about it.
Rob Jennings goes, Firestroke Jude, I've got the tool. Stop on by. That's great. Oh man, I didn't see Cass for we stopped by his shop. I didn't see Cass the whole time I was there. He left me tools and said, "I'll see you later." Where was he? I don't know.
Bocce says she's met Brandon, Cass, Lindsay, and Miguel. Nice, and Jamie.
Yeah, I haven't seen Miguel Martinez. I haven't been bombed with memes lately or emojis. I gotta have some more emoji time.
Him, Joey, and I are in a group chat that it's not so much a chat anymore as much as just memes going up. You know, I can't remember the last time somebody put words in that chat. It's just not memes. What do you call them?
Emojis.
Reels.
Oh,
yeah. They just it's a reel, and it has to be really eye catching for me to even click on it. If we get 50 in a day, I might watch 2 of them because it's just too much. I mean, crap going on. You just stop and read all these or watch all these. But he puts up a lot of reels. But yeah, like I said, we haven't really talked in a while.
Bocce, is it really a farmer's market or is it like a rancher's market? It's a joke I had. We kind of have because I told her, I go, it's not really any farms around here. All they grow is hemp and grapes. So it's not really, yeah. Like whenever a weed becomes legal, they're gonna all be weed farms, right? Like I'm telling you right now. But other than that, the only thing that grows here are grapes and they.
It's not legal in Texas. Weed's not legal in Texas yet.
No, but I'm sure it's coming. So, but all I promise you, all they're gonna have are weed farms and grapes. They get them high or drunk, one or the other, both. We have a ton of like these craft breweries. They have like the vodka places and they got the beer places. And then they got all these wineries and stuff. I mean, all people do is around here get smashed all the time.
We have a craft brewery here local where I'm at called Hangar 24. and they're across the street from the airport, from the little local airport we got. But now they've got a spot in Lake Havasu. They opened a spot in Riverside. They're opening another one in my city because the one that's the original one, they're going to stop serving there. It's going to be strictly a brewery, and they're opening up another spot here by my house. But one of our customers, he owns this company, him and his partner, where they I think it's called Ojo Rojo, and it's like one of those michelada mixes, and they do pretty well with it. And I think he's selling that, and he became like president at the Hangar 24. So now every time I see him, he's always wearing the Hangar 24 shirt, and he's telling me all the stuff that's going on. He's like, "Yeah, man, you got to come by. And then he'll pass out Hangar 24 bucks. He's like, "Oh, here, dude, your beers are on me." There's a little coupons for free beers there, so it's pretty cool. I haven't been in a while. I used to go there all the time, but I haven't been there in a long time.
So here's my deal. Like, you can only do beer so many ways. And then, like, I don't really like beer a whole lot. But, if I'm going to drink it, I usually like drinking, like, light beer. Just because that's what I like drinking. I don't like drinking porters or ales or IPAs. Well, that's all for the birds. But, But like there's a brewery that used to be by Lloyd's, and we go there every once in a while, and they serve like just the most god awful beer. You're just like, y'all got anything to eat around this joint?
I like Miller Lite. That's my beer of choice. And like people, when I would go to this Hangar 24, some of my friends would be like, "Oh, yeah, this is hopsy," or talking about like if they're connoisseurs who can taste the difference in beer, and they're like, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "Man, it's cold, dude. I'm all right. I'm good, man. It's cold."
Yeah, at 40 into it, I'll let you know what I really think about it.
Yeah, I would ask if I ever go to craft breweries like that too. I always just ask them, "What's the closest thing you have to like a Miller Lite?" And they're like, "Oh, that would be our Pilsner." I'm like, "All right, well, give me one of those."
Yeah. Is it cold? Keep it coming.
Yeah. And they do. That is a question to ask, because there's some on Friday nights they used to have, it was called, I think, Cask, and I didn't know this the first time I went. Cask, CASK, I think. And whatever was their special out of the cask, they did not refrigerate it, and you would just drink it. It was like a warm beer. And the first time I got, "Oh, cool," and I should have dawned on me, I'm holding it in my hand. It's the glass isn't sweating or whatnot. Now, it's not refrigerated at 32 degrees. Like, I mean, I think it's kept a little bit chilled, but not like a cold beer. And you drink it, and warm beer sucks, dude. I don't like warm beer. I'm like, dude, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I always tell people I drink beer at one temperature, and they're like, "What temperature is that?" I said, "Whatever temperature it's handed to me at, because it's not going to be around long enough to get hot."
No.
CDB oils and products. I've heard a lot of stuff about CDB oils. I've never tried it. A buddy of mine made me an oil when I was having real bad times with my arthritis, and he. It's funny. He kept telling me he was going to give me this oil, and he brought it to me, and it was like it looked like cooking oil. It was yellow in color, but it had like pot leaves and stuff in it. He's like, "All right, cool, man. This is going to take care of you. It's going to take all the pain away. Just rub it on you." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." And when he was handing it to me, he dropped it, and it broke right there in the parking lot. I never got to use it. He's like, "Dude, I'm sorry." I said, "Don't worry about it, man." At Power Stroke Shoot, I have an old school OBS FC50 7.3 liter, put new pump, new glow plugs, but transition will shift correctly. Oh, I'm an ECM. Any ideas?
What do you mean by it won't shift correctly? That's kind of what I'm.
Yeah, is it like a hard shift, or is it?
Do you have a speed signal when it shifts? Is in there a fuse in the fuse box that goes to the basically the TCM portion of the ECM on those? That's probably E4. That's probably E4OD in that truck.
Oh yeah, it's I guarantee it's an E4OD.
But if you
I
don't
would hate
have, I think if you don't have speed signal, I think
Look,
that's like
Shannon.
there's an electrical problem there with that.
Yeah, make sure you have exactly. Make sure you got a speed signal. Start. I mean, you got to start with the basics. I know people, so many people who would try to diagnose crank no starts, and they're like doing everything, and I'm like, dude, does it have an RPM signal? And they're like, oh, I never checked that. I said, well, then, I mean, I saw one dude the struggling on this vehicle because he looked and I don't know why. What happened? How did it work out? All I know is it wouldn't start, and I finally went and looked at it to help this guy out, and I was like, all right, cool. It didn't have an RPM, so he was, oh, but the sensor's plugged in. I already checked. I said, well, it doesn't mean it's a good sensor. So I just went down there and I looked, and I could see the sensor looked like it was plugged in, but and on a 6.0, it's kind of right there. It's on the right side of the block. But I reached my hand up in there, and I was playing with it, and I was able to. I might even know the I got it. I heard it click. I'm like, oh, there we go. And I said, I'm gonna crank it up, and bam, the thing fired up. He's like, what'd you do, man? What happened? I said, man, you guys just got to be more thorough when you're diagnosing stuff.
There's a comment here I can't wait to get to. I cannot wait to get to.
When I go see Cass at the track.
That's true. That's why I said that. It's a true story. And it's the largest hemp farm in Texas, too.
Shannon. Miller Lite all day. That's right, dude. That's what I drink. Hey, Brian, Bocce, Barsoak Jude. It goes into limp mode. Couldn't think of the name. Not shifting correctly. It goes into limp mode. Yeah, that's usually if a trans concern. It does. Well, if it's going into limp mode, that means that it's reading. It knows something's going on. I mean, have you even checked any kind of codes to see if you have solenoid codes or something like that? Hi, Shannon.
All right, here it is.
All right, someone told me Warriors European,
right.
but I was like,
I would have told them like, hey, we whipped Europe's ass in a couple of wars. We'll drink cold beer all day long.
I was watching this this show. You guys probably remember it. Friends, remember Friends? I didn't watch it.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole bunch of those shows, but episodes. But I remember this one clear as day. One of the characters was getting married, and the dude's dad was like negotiating with the bride's dad on what they were going to pay for, and he was getting mad because they're getting married somewhere in Europe too, I think England, and he was getting pissed off because he wanted them to pay for like this remodel of his house that he was doing, and he's like, that's just ridiculous. And they were trying to figure out what he was going to pay for, and then his son's telling him, I think we can do it if you just take care of this, Dad, we'll be all good. He's like, no, I'm not going to let that would-be speaking German if it wasn't for us, little POS, take advantage of us. I was like, oh, that sounds good. Would-be speaking German if it wasn't for us.
Yeah, you need to try to scan it first, and if you can't get any codes, then you need to. If you look online, it's on there. You need to go. There's a fuse for the transmission. And I bet it's like a 94. I bet that's what year this truck is. There's a fuse for the transmission. You need to check and see if that's there. Somebody didn't rob it or if it's blown. And then other than that, you're gonna have like electrical problem somewhere.
Yeah.
The best part of Friends was whenever they turned the AC on and Jennifer Aniston, was in there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
All that stuff is on the same road, all those breweries and
it's not a highway either. It's a ranch road. It's called Ranch Road 12.
I drink coffee. I'm gonna have to agree with Cass, man. Jennifer Aniston was pretty attractive.
The best part of the show. Yeah.
Have a good night, Shannon.
Absolutely, Anthony. Tony, everybody knew when the set was cold.
There's a meme of her on a cold set day, and next to they split the meme in half, and next to her is Penny from The Big Bang Theory on a cold set day. And there's always like saying, "Oh, Big Bang Theory or Friends."
I've never seen Big Bang Theory before.
Never? Now that show I watched a lot of. It went 12 seasons, and I think I probably watched like the first 5 or 6, and then I didn't watch anymore. But that show I used to like a lot. We when my wife and I were living in this 1-bedroom apartment when my son was conceived, and we didn't have cable for a while, and my wife was just always watching the Big Bang Theory DVDs. It's funny, we lived there for a while, and we never had cable, and I took like a week off of work, like vacation time. It was a staycation. We weren't going anywhere. I was broke, but I was just staying home. And like on the second day, I was like, oh my God, how's she doing this all day long? And I saw the cable guy outside. I said, hey man, can you come hook me up? He's like, well, just call and get an appointment. He's like, if I have time today, I'll come back. And in 1 day, 2 days of having no cable, I got cable. My wife's there all day, every day.
I mean, like I watch some TV, but not a ton. So
boo! It's official. We made it official today. Anthony is no longer Anthony GM85. He's Tony from HR. Say hey, Tony from HR.
here you go. Hey, look. Here's the deal. Have you seen the piece of shit car I drive, Bocce? I mean, like, I would take that scratch. I'm just saying. I would take that scratch.
It was shifting fine, and then it just started hard shifting and went into limp mode. Yeah, definitely find that fuse and check to see if it's blown.
Yeah, it's either that or check and make sure it's not like wiggling out, because sometimes
Yeah.
those fuses get worn out. It's so hard to diagnose over the phone, but I'm gonna point you in that direction. Like,
yeah, I agree. I'm gonna agree with him 100% too. So check it, obviously check it, and then make sure it's in. There you go. Hey, Tony from HR. And it's HAR, HR. Sometimes I don't know. I'll just go to bed like normal when I'm tired. I've been so exhausted lately, but sometimes I have a hard time going to bed. And unlike my wife, who just wants dead silence and pitch black, I like a little bit of noise, fall asleep listening to something or watching something. And I'll put on, not necessarily the Science Channel, but what do you call those shows where they're retracing a murder and they're trying to like walk you through the steps?
Shelly listens to those things, and I have the fucking worst dreams on earth. I mean, like, I'll wake up and like you hear all these murder mysteries and all
yeah,
these,
stuff like that, man. I like listening to that as I'm falling asleep. My son, he's a cool little dude. I love the guy, but he's sometimes he's a little bit on the soft side. And it's funny. I'll be downstairs watching TV, or Sarah and I will be downstairs watching TV, and he's upstairs going to bed, and I'll hit mute, and he's got one of those evangelists on, because he's upstairs by himself, so he's listening to church. I swear, dude.
Have you ever seen the movie Born in East LA?
Oh yeah.
When he's in the jail and he's got that Bible, he's like, "Behind me, Satan! Behind me!"
I like when he's talking
Uh,
and the phone's behind the picture of
oh,
Christ.
and he's
Over King
praying.
Lucky.
Oh man, that movie was hysterical. That was a great movie. Great movie. So good. I ripped my earbuds out. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah, that is funny.
Oh man.
Dude, speaking of like free cable like that, one day, this was years ago, I was probably like 20 something years old. And my buddy, do you remember when people used to get the old cable boxes and they chip them or whatever they did to them and they make it a black box and that way everybody can get all the channels? Well, my buddy his brother used to do those. So one day he gave me I asked him, I don't know if I asked him for it, he gave me one, but anyways, I had one. Maybe he brought it to my house so we could watch a fight, something like that. So we had people at my house to watch a fight, but he left it there. And I worked with him, so I had it for a week or so. And I brought it back into work. He's like, "Oh, dude, my brother doesn't need this yet." He said, "Just hang on to it till he sells it." My reply was, "I was like, dude, I watch sports all day long. You know, I go to sleep watching Sports Center sometimes. Well, I don't get that much sleep. You're going to give me the Playboy channel and expect me to show up to work? No way, dude. Take the box back."
Oh man, good old Playboy channel. I've watched more scrambled Playboy channel than I have TV lately, so I can promise that. The worst thing in the world is when they took the scrambled Playboy channel off. I'm like, shit. What's the guy to do? You never knew what you're looking at. Is that an elbow or a nipple? Couldn't tell. I was watching the scrambled Playboy channel.
Who remembers before cable, there was two things they competed with each other. I guess it was
Betamax.
I was going to say On TV and Select TV.
Oh, we didn't have that stuff.
Yeah, it was
we didn't get cable until I was like, I had to have been in junior high or something. And we only had like 3 channels in town, so it was some you know. But we were also never in the house either. So,
dude, I remember you said 3 channels. I remember when Bruce Springsteen came out with that video for 57 channels and nothing on, and thinking 57 channels. Who in the hell is going to have 57 channels? Like that's crazy. Now there's like 200 channels, man.
yeah, 200 channels, and I ain't watching a single one of them for some reason.
Basketball season ended a couple weeks ago, so I haven't really watched much. But from April through June, I watch the basketball playoffs. Man, every night I'm watching some kind of basketball, and from 6 weeks from today till about February, first week of February, lots of football. Sports is the main thing I watch. I'll even watch baseball too.
You'll even watch baseball. Hey, so I've been watching. I've watched more baseball this year than most, and I've been watching a lot of the Angels because they got Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, and so
yeah,
I watched like probably 2 games back to back a week or something ago, and they were kind of on whenever I got home, and I was like, oh yeah, this would be great, and then they didn't play for shit. And so then the next Saturday night, they scored 24 runs. I'm like,
oh, I saw it. 24 was
like,
the biggest blowout ever.
I'm like, God.
Beta versus VHS, that was a battle. I like the new time clocks they have for baseball because the game seems to go by. Although when I go to the games, I feel like I'm getting jit. You all the money you're going to pay for food and or whatnot if you buy that stuff. I usually try to go on the days when everything's a deal. Well, to the minor league games, but like the game started at 6:30 out here, so I'll go to a game on a Thursday night. Like a couple of weeks ago, I went on a Thursday night, so I was there at 6:30. By 9:00, I was live streaming. I was back home. It's only spot's 10 minutes for me, so it's not like I had to drive far. But it's crazy. The games go by quick. Yeah.
So I'm a name drop here, and and you'll agree with me on this. You know what guy from back in the day on the Astros would have loved the new clock rule would have been Roy Oswalt. That guy'd catch the ball, get ready to throw it. You better be in that box because he's throwing the ball.
He was one of my favorite pitchers, man. I remember watching him play a game against the Cardinals, and they were playing. Darryl Kyle was pitching for the Cardinals, and I was just Roy Oswalt. You know, he's 5'10", 180 pounds soaking wet, maybe 160 pounds soaking wet, and he was throwing 99, 98, 99. And then Darryl Kyle was like 6'4", 240 pounds, throwing like 90-mile-an-hour fastballs. What happened here?
Well, Darryl Kyle never really hit. He wasn't a big power guy. He was a placement and movement guy.
Yeah,
but so I was at the game when Roy Oswalt beat the Cardinal. Well, it wasn't him. It was that's when they had Jeff Kent. And Jeff Kent slapped the home run off the railroad track there in the outfield.
oh, that's
But
cool.
I mean, it's not like a gun had gone off. I mean, he hit that ball a ton. And yes, Jeff Kent is the world's biggest asshole.
I was just
All
gonna
right.
say I've heard some stories about him being like some kind of prick, dude. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it, man.
He owns they own a Kent. It's called Kent Power Sports. They sell side by sides and 4-wheelers. They have a parts department and stuff like that. So I've had to go in there and buy some stuff before. And his dad works in there, and he shows up every once in a while. But I've never seen him there. But yeah, my favorite Jeff Kent story is when him and Barry Bonds got in a fight in a dugout. They're on the same team.
I know with the Giants. I remember them not getting along. Hearing stories about that. Barry Bonds, man. I mean, these guys. I heard a story that he had like his own designated area of the dugout, not dugout. What do you call it inside? Well, where you walk to after you leave the dugout, where your lockers are. I guess the locker room, and that the Giants picked up Andres Galarraga, the batter, not the pitcher who got robbed of the perfect game, but the Giants picked him up.
Big Cat, wasn't he?
Yeah, Big Cat, him.
Yeah.
And he went in, and he was older already, but he was just like a known good guy. And he went over and he pulled up a chair and walked over and sat by Barry Bonds. And Barry Bonds said, "Man, you can't be over," and told him he had to leave. I was like, "Damn, dude, that's some balls." You would think he's just a cool dude. He's probably shook hands and give him a hug at an All-Star game before. And he's like, "No, this is my area. Get out of here."
Yeah, Andres Galarraga's I think he was probably older whenever he started to like make it, so he was like an older success story. But yeah,
because with Montreal, he was a decent hitter, but I think it was when he went to Colorado, man. That team,
that 94 Expos team, they got robbed big time.
No, dude, the Astros were gonna beat with Jeff Bagwell.
As much
39 home run when they called the season.
As much of a Stros fan as I am, man, Tim Raines was going to get his only chance at a ring that year.
And I think
that team was stacked. That team
there
was
was
stacked.
no wild card either. Huh?
They had Pedro Martinez. They had Tim Raines. Vlad Guerrero was on that team. I mean, like that team was loaded.
I'll tell you that ALCS or the NLCS, Astros and Expos would have been a great series.
Yeah. Yeah, because you'd had Bagwell and Biggio like right in the thick of their prime.
Bagwell, Biggio, Derek Bell was playing with them at the time. Oh man,
Jose Cruz.
Was he still around?
No, he wasn't. Jose Lima. They had Lima time.
Oh, that's right.
I got some great Jose Lima stories. God rest his soul. They used to have these commercials. He'd come on and do commercials in Houston. And he's like, "It's Lima time." Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff.
Tony from HR says that time clock is total BS. They're robbing us from of the magic of baseball. $30,000 channels. Damn.
I don't know. The problem is I don't watch enough TV I don't even know why we have all the shit that we have. I mean, like my wife watches way more TV, so I'm not going to complain about it. But Yeah. Oh, I heard somebody bitching about oh, we have all these streaming services. I wish we could put it all into one place and get it all from one place. And I go, yeah, it was called cable. Oh man. Telling you, what's new is old, what's old is new. One day there'll be cable again because everybody's gonna be tired of paying $7.99 for 15 different streaming services. And they're like, wish we could just get it from one place with a good price. No cable.
Is cable completely gone?
No, we have cable here at the house, but it's like we have like the basic package because it comes with our internet. So
See, I don't have cable per se. I have internet, and they had a promotion going for like $24. I got to pick 10 channels. So I picked ESPN, Fox Sports, Discovery, History, whatever, 10 channels that are basic cable channels for cable. And I don't get to flip through like just changing channels. I have to exit an app, exit ESPN, open up Fox Sports, and then I can watch Fox Sports. It doesn't matter whatever's on, or FX, I can watch whatever's on. But it's not it's not like cable, but it's just a few cable channels. But that's how we watch stuff. Then I've got Paramount Plus, Paramount Network, Peacock, Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix. Damn, dude, you're right. That's just too damn expensive, huh?
it's too much. And like Pat Paulson says, all you need is a good Plex server.
Yeah, and I've got to reset that up too. I don't know why mine. And Pat even sent me the stuff to hook it up. I've just been lagging. Yeah, Tim Rock Reigns, man. He was a poor man's Ricky Henderson.
No, I think Tim Raines way better hitter. Way better hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like I always hated the Expos just for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe because they're in Canada, and you know, like nobody likes French Canadians, anyways. But the longer they've been gone, the more I miss them. I'm just like, golly. I wish we had the Expos back.
They became the Washington Nationals, right?
Yeah.
They're not still owned by Major League Baseball, are they? I mean, that was only for a few years.
Yeah, no. Somebody else has them. We run the Challenger, but you know, Rotary's good lift as well.
Yeah, Challenger's a good lift.
It's just at Speed Wrench. It's just, you know, I think it's all one word. I don't know if it's one word or two words. I'm horrible about know what my YouTube handle is. That's probably something I should know, huh?
Rob, mine, you put it perfect, just like that. Power Stroke with the P and the S capitalized, one word, and then space Jude.
No, maybe it is two words. I don't know.
I think yours
at Speed Wrench. I don't know.
I can see right now. Right here, watch. I'll go back to one of your comments, and it's gonna put it however you. There, that's his handle right there.
All right. The Blue Jays. There's a guy that played for the Blue Jays that was from Austin, and I didn't know him or anything, but you know, like growing up, you always know who's from where. His name was Kelly Gruber.
Oh, I remember Kelly Gruber, a third baseman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he played for Toronto for a long time. Then did he get a ring with someone else late in his career?
I may have. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember Kelly. Absolutely remember Kelly Gruber. Do you remember the name? Well, this is going way back because I think he retired in the early 90s, if not late 80s. But the main team that he played for was either the St. Louis Cardinals or the San Francisco Giants. His name was Jack Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went to my high school.
No. Yeah, so I have this. You remember those? Man, we're going to have to get out baseball cards one day. I got to show you some of these baseball cards I got. This is great because I collected baseball cards, but it was only for a short period of time because it was in between the time that I went from toys to girls. You know what I mean? Like it was a small transitional period because once I got the girls, who gives a shit about baseball cards? But I mean, like there was about a 3-year window. I was like from toys to women.
It's so cool being able to relive my youth with all the stuff my kid likes.
Oh, I spoiled the shit out of my son. Like I learned a valuable lesson. And then with my daughter, I just like this is what I did is whatever she asked for is what I got her. I never tried to go like above and beyond. Because with Hunter, we're always like, like, oh, he wants GI Joes. We're gonna buy him all the GI Joes we could find. Like, and then he never played them. And so then with our daughter, she was like, I want like a Barbie and like 9 cardboard boxes. And we give her that. She was in cardboard boxes for months. I mean, used to we get a cardboard box in the house, and dude, she'd move right into it. She'd make it her own little fortress.
She still does.
Rob Jenny says he's got Kelly Gruber's rookie card.
Do you have any baseball cards, Jude?
Yeah, I've got quite a few. I haven't bought in years. My son hasn't really got into sports cards. Unfortunately, he likes basketball, but he's more into Pokemon cards than he's into sports cards. But yeah, man, I've got a bunch of old stuff. Like a lot of the 86 cards. Like I remember the 86 was the tops had the wood grain borders. I've got a bunch of those. I think probably the 2 best cards I've got are either a Mark McGwire or a Ozzie Smith rookie card. Ozzie Smith, that's a lot older. That's from 1979. But when I was in high school, I got that from a friend who was into baseball cards and had like 3 of them, and he made me some trade for it. I remember we were looking it up. You get the baseball card magazines and stuff like that. That Ozzie Smith card was worth like 12 or 14.
As a Beckett.
Beckett. That's what it was. They were worth like that card was worth like $12 or $14. And
it's probably worth $12 or $14 today.
It probably is now, but at one point it got up to like 60 because I remember I saw that guy somewhere and I was like, Alan, what's up? He's like, hey, Jude, what's going on? He's like, you still got that $60 card? He told me, and I started laughing. I still got it. But you're right, it probably has gone down.
Yeah.
Had a few years. Yeah, San Francisco, exactly. Love Jack Clark. What's up, Shell? He had a few of his cards too. Right on. Yeah, I mean, maybe we should do that, man. Have a nice setup where we all break out baseball cards. Rob, I can even send you a link, man, if you want to get on and show some of your cards.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. We do that.
You really have a Brooks Robinson's rookie card? That's got to be worth something. Or valued at something, anyways.
Man, I bet I don't have a baseball card worth more than $10. I have an Eric Davis baseball card that's signed, and it's his rookie card, but it got damaged, so it's not really worth all that much.
For a while, man, him and Darryl Strawberry, since they came up together in the LA area, and they rose to prominence together, both their cards are worth a lot of money.
So my favorite baseball player growing up was Nolan Ryan, because I'm from Texas. Too. He was from Texas. Nolan Ryan, but I mean, I liked the shit out of Pete Rose too, And then in 1989, you kind of had to not like him because you're like, oh, the guy cheated. He bet against his team.
Nolan Ryan is the reason I'm an Astros fan. My mom took my brother and I don't know who else was with us, but we were at a Dodger game. Most of my family likes the Dodgers. My dad likes the Dodgers. But I remember being in the outfield and this dude sitting not too far from us, he kept saying, oh, the Express is on. The Express is on tonight. Man, the Express is on. And I went and asked him, I said, what are you talking about? You keep saying the Express. And he's like, look at that guy. That's the pitcher for the Astros, Nolan Ryan. He's like, his nickname's the Ryan Express. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They named it after a train that I was watching him pitch. And from that day forward, man, it went from, Steve Sachs and Steve Garvey to Glenn Davis and Kevin Bass and Nolan Ryan and Mike, man, it just went on from there. I became an Astros fan. Yeah, dude, I'm serious. Yeah. We can do a stream and I'll send you a link. We can all hang out and talk baseball. I'll promote it for a few days to let everyone know that it's going to be a sports card themed live stream.
Yeah, because I do have some other cards I want to bring out too. Because I have like a serious obsession with a particular athlete to it. So at one point in my life, so
we're gonna get some Florence Griffith Joyner cards, guys.
Oh man, you know it. I love me some FloJo. Oh man. Oh yeah.
Wow,
sure.
Catfish Hunter, man. That's a good card too.
I don't have any old cards. I mean, well, they're old now, but not. I mean, they're all from my youth. I don't really have anything.
Yeah, me too. Mine are mostly 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I have some 70s, but not many.
Yeah, I have a few, but not many. Bocce, here's a true story. Well, at least from Pete. I don't know Pete Rose to be a liar, and I really don't know Pete Rose.
But he might actually be.
I guess he kind of did lie, but he eventually came out and told the truth. But his story is that Bart Giamatti, who was the commissioner of baseball, when he got caught gambling, he's like, they were talking back and forth and they were friends. He's like, dude, Pete, I'm just going to have to suspend you for life. He's like, don't worry, it's going to blow over. People will forget about it. I'll reinstate you and you can be entered in the Hall of Fame. You know, year and a half later, Bart Giamatti has a heart attack and dies. And Bud Selig's
he died like 9 days after the ruling.
Oh, was it 9 days that quick?
Yeah,
he
died like right after the ruling.
Okay, so Bart Giamatti has a heart attack and dies, and Bud Selig is not a Pete Rose fan. He's not a Pete Rose friend of Pete Rose, and he just upheld the ruling that Giamatti put forth. And then when Manfred came on, it hasn't changed, and now it's never going to change because they found out that he was dating
it was Faye Vincent, and then it was Bud Selig.
Oh, it was Faye Vincent or something.
Yeah, I think it was Faye Vincent. That was Bud Selig, but. Yeah, no. But Bart Giamatti, they made that deal, and then he like croaks like right afterwards because that was kind of like the original agreement. But there's like Rose agreed to this punishment so they would keep the findings of the commission secret. Like there's like what really happened is out there. Like he hasn't told like the whole story. There's a truth. I mean, he has admitted to cheating on baseball and betting on baseball. But they haven't gotten into the nitty gritty of what he was really doing. And evidently in the report is where they explained it. But that's all sealed. Major League Baseball made an agreement with Pete Rose. And they said, like, this is going to stay sealed. So,
man.
Now, should he be in this Hall of Fame for his Hall of Fame playing career? Yes. But should he be a representative of Major League Baseball? No. I mean, he broke the one cardinal sin that they've always said that you cannot break. I mean, the rules are rules. I mean, he knew it before he did it. It's not like he was like, oh, haps me, like I made a mistake. I mean, like he was intentionally, changing outcome of games to settle debts. So
can't do that.
I mean, as much as I like Pete Rose, he was a shit person. So
then he was finally turning the corner. And I thought the Fox after game show, like during the World Series and playoffs with Pete Rose and Alex Rodriguez and Big Papi, I thought they were great together. Then I think they would have stayed together too had Pete Rose not got. They found something from like the 70s. He had this girlfriend in one of the cities he would go to that was underage.
Yeah, she was like 15.
Yeah, and which sucks. I mean, obviously I don't support that, but what I'm saying is then they took him off of Fox, and then A-Rod went to ESPN, and man,
I like A-Rod. I like A-Rod better on a Shark Tank.
That's a good show. But yes, Rob, absolutely, we're going to do a card show, man. We're going to get one. We'll set it up, and I'll post it. I'll keep posting it. Hit me up on Instagram. Let me know so I can have your Instagram, and I can send it to you and let you know the date. Maybe next Thursday, maybe next Saturday, maybe this Saturday if that's a quick turnaround. But I want to let as many people know who want to talk.
Yeah, Saturday. I don't know. I just have to see, if Hunter comes home, I don't know if I'll have, if I'll be.
Oh, the following weekend. That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do something though. The fastest man who ever played baseball. I'm gonna say Vince Coleman or Gerald Young.
Willie Mays Hayes. Fastest player, I don't know. Ricky Henderson's going to be in the conversation. But we're forgetting one, but I'm not going to bring it up. I'll wait till we have our sports card show, and I'll drop that one. So somebody will have to remind me remind me to say that. Who do I think the fastest player was in Major League Baseball? I mean, of course, Jude's going to know here in a little bit when I tell him on the backstage, but.
Oh, wow. And that's going back too then, man. That was a long time ago. There were some good cards there. From 57 to 65. Wow, yeah. Man. Sandy Koufax in there somewhere.
Yeah, you being a Southern California guy, that guy's like a god probably still in Los Angeles.
Oh, he is. He's a recluse though. He doesn't come out very often. He made an appearance at a Dodger event last year. But yeah, it's pretty.
All right. So when you talk about the Dodgers, there's only like 3 names that ever come to my mind as the Dodgers, maybe 4. One would be Tommy Lasorda.
Absolutely.
The other one would be Vin Scully. I mean, like you can't think of the Dodgers, not think of Vin Scully. This is bad. I'm going to bring this next name up because he wasn't really a Dodger very long, but that'd be Kirk Gibson. But he didn't hit like one of the most important. Yeah. And then everybody's favorite Dodger, Fernando Valenzuela. I mean, like, come on, are you kidding me?
Now, as much as I'm a fan of the Astros, my favorite player of all time, besides Nolan Ryan, never played for the Astros. My favorite position player of all time was Steve Garvey. I love that dude.
Oh, of course. How could I have? I missed. I'm sorry. I should have known better. Steve Garvey. If you can find dirt on that guy, let me know. But I don't think it exists. I think the guy is too squeaky clean.
That I have tons of sports memorabilia, like here and there in the garage, or whatever. But I only have, as big a sports fan as I am, I only have one piece of sports memorabilia in the house, and that's Steve Garvey card when he was playing with the Dodgers on a little plaque. You know, it's a small little plaque with Steve Garvey catching or fielding a ball at first base.
Look at this Garvey's real estate company. All right.
He played in the Negro Leagues only. Okay, fastest player ever played in the Negro Leagues only.
Is it the Elly De La Cruz?
He did some coaching with Kershaw.
So for whatever reason, like my dad used to be like the biggest LA Dodgers fan, and then the LA Lakers. My dad would watch the LA Lakers, and his favorite player was Kurt Rambis. Like, oh, Dad, the guy never plays. Why is he your favorite player?
Superman, Clark Kent.
Oh, so Anthony's. Oh, get to Anthony's comment here. Get to Anthony's comment. This is. I'm gonna shit all over.
This one's the next one here.
Yeah. He goes, 90s ball was great when it comes to all sports because the A's were relevant. Now they're moving. I'm surprised Oakland hasn't like burned the city down. You know, like all the fans just in protest.
What year was the World Series with the Earthquake, Anthony? Was it 88?
Yeah. 89. Wasn't it 89?
Maybe 89. Yeah, because Dodgers won 88. So it was the next year in 89. I remember Bob Welch won 27 baseball games in the regular season and didn't start a game in the World Series because Dave Stewart started game 1 and Mike Moore started game 2. Then they had the earthquake, so there was a week off. So Tony La Russa said, all right, well, my guys are fresh again. I'm going to go with Dave Stewart and Mike Moore again, and they won. So Bob Welch, who won 27 games, did not start a game in that World Series. Crazy. I think that's the most wins like in the last 40 years by a picture, 27.
I'm not gonna lie and give you some stellar baseball stats because I don't have a ton. I do like watching it, but I don't know, you know.
Yeah, Vin was the best announcer of all time.
Oh man, the Astros had a good one too, but he just wasn't the Astros for all the time. They had a Milo Hamilton. He's the one that called Hank Aaron's home run.
Oh, really?
Hank Aaron had to play till he was like 46, but
Reds 1990. Yeah, the Reds swept them too. I thought the Cardinals had a good announcer, Joe Buck's dad, Jack Buck. I used to like to listen to him.
man, all right. So I'm gonna make a lot of enemies right now. I don't think Joe Buck's the worst announcer of all time. For football, he may not be the best, but for baseball, he's really good.
Oh, I think he's great. I like Joe Buck.
He's just not real popular with fans for whatever reason.
He wrote a book called Lucky Bastard, and I was like, "Oh, dude, that's freaking cool." So, I'm a fan of Joe Buck, so I ordered the book on Amazon and I read his book. My dad is the only Yankee fan in the family. We are multi-generational Red Sox fans. That's okay. We all have flaws. That's your dad's flaw.
All right, so we have some Reds fans in here. So I'm gonna ask y'all, who's the greatest Cincinnati Red of all time? I want to see some answers here.
I have to think about that for a little bit. Man, those 1970s teams were no joke, man. Those teams that went up against the Red Sox in the World Series.
Of all time. Michelle's gonna hit us with something out of. I'm gonna totally miss. It'll be out of left field for sure.
Oh, let me see if I can. The Nasty Boys. John Franco, Dibble, Myers. Was it those three? Was there one more? Randy Myers, Rob Dibble, and John Franco. I think were those the Nasty Boys?
I know Rob Dibble. I know Rob Dibble was in there. Past that, I think I'm bleeding into the Phillies a little bit too, though. I might have to look it up. The problem is when you say Nasty Boys, like my mind goes right to wrestling, and I think of
Skaggs and Knobs and Brian Knobs and Knobs and Skaggs. I have a name that keeps popping in my head. And like I said, I know, Joe Morgan and all those dudes from the 70s were good, but I never really saw them play. I just read about them. The best Red that I have ever seen play myself was probably a shortstop named Barry Larkin.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
When I said Joey, how many people thought I was going to say Votto? I said Barry, but how many people thought I was going to say Joey Votto?
All right. So, had he never gotten hurt,
Charleston. Damn it, I forgot.
Would Ken Griffey Jr. be the greatest Red of all time? You got to remember, he had about 7 years where he was injured. If he had never got the knee injuries, would he have been the home run leader of all time?
I think so. I think it's a great possibility.
I'm just saying.
Johnny Bench was pretty good. Joe Morgan, Dave Concepcion. Yeah, all those guys from the 70s. And I can't believe I forgot him, man. But he was one of the Eric Davis was pretty good too, but he had like a peak, and then he kind of like leveled out. Barry Larkin was a beast. Barry Larkin was Pat's pick too. Cool. Barry Larkin was the bomb, and Votto still bangs. I got you. All right, cool. Jay Bruce was good too. Johnny Bench, yeah, that's a good one, Michael. That's definitely a good one.
Man, nobody's gonna bring up Pete Rose.
He's was a great Red, but he played a lot of years with the Phillies too.
Yeah. Yeah,
when
I think
when I think of like all time great, and I
when
don't
I
know,
think when I
I
think
could,
of King Griffey Jr., I don't think of him as a Red. I think of him as a
yeah,
Mariners.
that's what I mean. I try to think of the team I remember him most for, or at least I don't think you can be the best player ever on a team. Well, maybe I probably going to contradict myself, but I think to be the best player ever for a team, it'd be nice if you spent your whole career with that team. Like I wouldn't consider
And
Shaq or Kareem the best ever Lakers because they both played other places, but maybe Kobe or Magic. They both spent their whole careers with the Lakers.
yeah. So would Tom Brady be the best ever Patriot, even though he won a Super
You
Bowl
see
with the Bucks?
that's what I said. I'd probably contradict myself, but
Uh-huh.
absolutely, absolutely, either him or Willie McGinnis.
No, Brady. Come on. Tom Brady. I'm gonna shit on a lot of feelings right now. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play football, ever. He's not the greatest football player of all time. He's the greatest quarterback to ever play football.
Okay,
Because Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time to ever play football.
do you think Mahomes will get 5?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. He's gonna have to win another one this year because at some point his contract's gonna catch the team. You know what I mean? Like it's the way it works.
The year that Brady beat him in the Super Bowl, I remember a conversation going around with some announcers because I think that was Brady's 7th and Mahomes had 1, and they were talking about had Mahomes won and it was 2 versus 6. It's like, oh man, there's a chance he might get him, and then Mahomes has won another one since, so it would be like 3-6, but 1-7 almost puts it out of reach. You know, I mean, the dude, as good as he is and as young as he is, he'd have to win 5 more Super Bowls just to tie him.
And at some point his contract's gonna come into play because when you got that much money out there, you're like they do a really good job of drafting, but I mean at some point it's gonna catch up. It just is. Tom Brady is like probably the greatest teammate of all time too, because he's always taking less money so he could win.
Yeah, that's weird. The Patriot way, man, that really is a thing.
Yeah. But
he really shined as a Philly guy. Yeah. Jose Rio, yeah, I remember him. He was a pretty good pitcher.
golly, we got to have like trivia questions for the baseball card thing or for the sports card thing too. We got to have some trivia. So everybody put together some trivia to ask in the comments because that'll be a good one to have. And
Yeah,
then the other thing you got to have is you got to have your top 5 of all time, like pitchers, hitters. I'm talking power hitters. I don't want like Derek Jeter in this conversation because Derek Jeter was Mr. CNI single. All right, so you Yankee fans,
same thing
Derek
with
Jeter,
Ichiro.
yeah, Derek Jeter cannot be in this conversation, but we got to have that. And then like your greatest base runners, greatest defensive player. Barry Bonds is not going to be in the greatest defensive player of all time. Neither is Nelson Cruz. I'm just saying, right?
Man, before he got hurt, Griffey might have been the greatest outfielder of all time.
Man, he might have been the greatest hitter of all time.
Yeah, I know.
They're not a sweeter swing than King Griffey Jr. So. But
Johnny Unitas. You know what? Check this out, everyone. Michael's still in the chat. He told me he was going to send me some hats. I'm going to do a giveaway with one of them. We'll Cass and I and Rob, if you join us, we'll the 3 of us will talk right before the stream. We'll get a question that we think is a good question, and we're going to have a few questions because if these questions these trivia questions have to be answered like in maybe like Lindsay's thing, like maybe within a minute or minute and a half, because after that, people are looking it up on Google. So if we'll come up with a few questions. Like if we ask one that we think's tough and someone instantly answers it, they're getting a TTS hat.
sounds like a fun time.
I met Tony Perez. Who remembers Kenny Landreau? Anybody? He played with the Dodgers. He won a World Series with them in the early 80s. We were at another Dodger game, and he was walking around in the outfield just chilling. And my mom recognized him. So me and my brother went and got our gloves signed by him.
I was never a big autograph person. I just hated asking them for autographs.
Yeah, I went back and forth on it. I think as I got older, I got a little more like.
So Mike Schmidt was making a rehab assignment, and he was playing in San Antonio against the Missions, and he blasted like 4 bombs. I mean, just totally just like yanked them out of the park, just like these massive home run shots. And so we were out playing out in the middle of center field in the grass field behind this, behind the outfield wall. And so I got the first home run he hit. So then after the game, we're like, all right, let's go there.
That is cool, dude.
Let's go there and get him to sign it. So he goes over there and he goes, was that the first home run I hit? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, here, I'll trade you balls. I'm like, fuck that. Give me the ball back. You know, Mike Schmidt was an asshole. But anyways, it was a good time.
Dude, Rick Monday is often forgotten, but man, not by me. He the greatest moment I've ever seen. And I didn't see it live. I just remember seeing it, on video and stuff like that. But was when those fans were burning the flag, and he jumped into the right field, or I guess it was the first baseline. He ran up and jumped into the first baseline. He climbed up the chairs and he got the flag and he put it out. He put it out because they were protesting and trying to burn a flag, and Rick Monday wouldn't let him do that.
That's pretty cool.
Sadahara. Oh, yeah, I knew who you were talking about. Yeah, but who did he hit those home runs off of? Like Barry Sanders. Barry Bonds hit 750-something home runs. I mean, I wonder how you would have done if he was playing in the Japanese leagues.
Well, here's my thoughts. I have this very interesting take here, and I've had this discussion with people before, and I think it's a valid point. So I know everybody loves to hate on Babe Ruth, but and Satchel Paige used to say like Babe Ruth wouldn't have as many home runs if he'd have played in the Negro Leagues as he did when he played in the major leagues. And I would have disagreed. I think he would have had more because Babe Ruth had to go hit the snot ball or, like the, Lucky Jimmy's, underhand knuckle slider that he threw at 32 miles an hour. He had to hit that thing, 300 plus feet. When the faster they throw the baseball, the harder they throw the baseball, the farther it flies when it gets hit. I think he would have hit more home runs. I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, it's too bad you could never have gotten those two leagues to mix back in the day. You talk about like some all-time great baseball because baseball was the sport. There was nothing. I mean, like probably track and field, but football wasn't as big as baseball back then. Baseball was the sport. That would have been the sport of sports. Had to be able to play both groups together.
Yeah, it wasn't called America's pastime for nothing. And if we're in an age where, I mean, I'm wearing, I don't know what you call this, but those things just to keep your head cool, a white T-shirt, a pair of shorts, and some sandals, and I'll go to a baseball game like this. Back in the day, men used to wear like jacket and tie, to go watch.
You watch the old ones and people are all dressed up. Now you go to the sporting events and people aren't wearing shirts at all. You're like, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
We have really fallen as a society. Oh, my favorite JWC Tech, my favorite Chad Johnson or Chad Ochocinco saying is one time he was talking about it, he goes, if you think I'm fast on 3 legs, you should see me on 3 or on 2 legs, you should see me on 3.
I was watching ESPN one night and who's the ESPN dude that usually covers the Cowboys?
Ed Werder.
Yeah, Ed Werder. But it was Ed Werder. But this is when Brett Favre went to the Vikings, and Brett Favre's he has a diesel excursion, and he's sitting in it and it's running, and It's like it sounds like a 6.0, you know, it's running just like a diesel. And Ed Werder's talking to him right there for a few questions, and Brett Favre, I guess, gave him the time because he was Ed Werder. But the announcer back in Bristol or wherever they are, after the interview, he's all right, thanks, Ed. He's like, man, he's like, did you hear Brett Favre needs to take his truck and that thing needs a tune-up? I guess the dude didn't know it was a diesel, or he was making a joke that I didn't get, but he thought it was running pretty bad. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
My favorite Ocho Cinco thing was when he had Ocho Cinco on his back and Carson Palmer went and ripped it off.
Oh man, so you know Chad Johnson has a podcast, and it's really actually pretty good, and he talks about he eats McDonald's every day, like it's this McDonald's diet. He eats at McDonald's like every day. Oh man,
didn't he like play professional soccer too, or something like that?
Dude, the guy is like super talented. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he probably could.
Pat, the name D. Gordon, I completely have that in my head. And if someone gave me like a couple of stats, I'd probably remember him. I know the name. I just can't remember a team or era. I know it sounds like it was like early 2000s or maybe mid 90s, but I just can't put a finger on it. But I definitely know that name. Once he discovered he became a monster. Yeah, those are cool, huh?
I think the 6.0 excursion ran better. I know. I just Cardinal send.
Short. Yeah. I thought it was Dodgers too. I still third and short. I'm still having a hard time putting. Did he wear like baggy clothes? Like his almost looked like it was Negro Leagues where he wore his pants all the way down, but they were kind of like Juan Pierre, kind of like baggy-ish. Yeah, I think I know. I'm almost positive that I know who that is. And Juan Pierre, that was another dude that had a very underrated career. Steve Carlton and Tim McCarter. Yes, High Sox. Oh, yeah, I remember him. Man. And Cass, we've been on over 2 hours, man. You ready to call it?
Sure.
It's been a good night, guys. I appreciate everybody for hanging out.
I tell you what, it goes by quick.
It does. It does.
Tomorrow night, make sure you tune in. The last giveaway of the month of giving. So, if you got to go to Coil Tools if you want to win the gift bag, tool bag, I don't know, whatever you call it, the giveaway bag, secret mystery bag. And then we're going to mail them out next week because I think most everything has showed up. So,
all right, cool, man. That's awesome. So, yeah, tomorrow night, everyone, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Central time, 10 o'clock Eastern on Coil Tools channel, Coil Tools. You'll see these two ugly mugs along with Lindsay on the screen.
And I'll probably be on my cell phone for part of it because I gotta go pick my kid up from the airport. So hopefully,
and I'll probably
if you see me here at start time, means you didn't get to go home. So, but I won't know until tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'll probably only be on for about a half hour, 35 minutes, but I'm definitely going to be a part of it. It's been a fun 4 weeks so far. It's really cool. I love coming home. The first night I was there the whole night, but the next three weeks I think it's so cool coming home and I go to the video and I look to see who won. I wonder who won, and I just kind of skip forward and I see Cass with the. The first night was cool when he started doing the and everything started flying out.
You want to see who did win? Let's pick who didn't win. I'll toss it. I still have him in here from last Friday, so I'll toss it.
Whoever's name he picks, if you're in this chat right now, I'll send you a text talking shop koozie.
Oh, well, I better draw a good one here. All right. All right, I have a name. Let's see here, and that name is Mark Worth. He is not in here. I'll have to draw another name. Hold on, JWC hanging out. He's like, oh, make it me. All right. All right, I got a name. I got another name. Actually, I got two names. I'll pull it. If it's not the first one, then we'll go with the second one. No, Rob Nitt's in here. I promise you that. All right, here we go. We got a winner. Pat CB.
There we go,
CB.
Pat.
All right.
Pat, hit me up on Instagram with your details, and I'll send you a text talking
But
shop.
I'm not drawing names tomorrow night because
I'll throw some other stuff in there too.
Lindsay's taking over tomorrow night for the drawing because I'm not gonna be at the house at 8:00 or 9:00. So, but it's been fun. We're gonna have to do something epic come like the holidays time. I think we're gonna have like the epic stream. Like we're gonna have to have Santa Claus on the stream. You know what I mean? I can make it happen. I gotta end with Santa Claus, by the way.
Yeah. In fact, I was even able to say hello to him.
Yep. So, I'm telling you, we're gonna have something epic. So
everyone next week sometime, maybe next week, maybe next Thursday, maybe next Saturday, we'll figure it out.
Hey, let's do Saturday.
All right, let's. Yeah, okay, yeah. Not next Thursday, not a week from today, but 10 days from today or 9 days from today, we're gonna do a live stream on my channel, and it's not going to be our normal type of stream. It's going to be sports themed and sports memorabilia themed. That sound right? Sports cards, stuff like that. Cool. Yeah. If you have a cool bobblehead of Jeff Gordon that you want to show, I'm only saying that because I have a cool bobblehead of Jeff Gordon. But I want to
Oh man, I cannot wait because I have some stuff. I have, like I said, I have an unhealthy obsession with several sports people. So I'm just gonna say.
All right, very cool. So that's planned. So we'll definitely do that. Crow, I don't know if you're still around. Anthony, both of you guys, thank you guys for the supers. I really appreciate it. Everyone that stuck around, Bocce, Anthony, JWC Tech, Pat, Shell. Getting through all those names, that's about all that's still here. I mean, there's a lot more people that were here, but those are the commenters that are still. Michael Beachy, what's up, man? Thank you. Everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream.
Hey, and